Good morning. Well, does education a business expense? So I'm just going to read my note here for you, and if there is something that I need to elaborate more on it, we'll talk about it. So our education expenses, business deduction. Our education expenses, business tax deductible. So if you are an existing trade, a business activity, or an occupation, you could claim tuition fees, books, and supplies as business deduction if the education is related to your business, your existing business. If the education helps you maintain and improve skills that you need in your business to perform your business function well, it is a business expense. So if the education is required by your state to maintain your professional credential, which is used in your business, the cost of the education is business tax deductible. So those are the requirements IRS have before you can claim a business expense. It must be your state require you to have some credit every year to maintain that credential. So if you are a CPA, you might have some credit to take every year. And when I started preparing taxes, I worked for a franchisee, and then 1 year IRS has that rule that all the tax preparers that were now like CPA or EA enroll agents should take a test. And I took the test and I just passed it the first trial. And then a few years later, I believe some tax preparers sue IRS for that and they won. So it was now a requirement after that to take that test to prepare taxes for clients. However, IRS has that requirement that to maintain that credential, because when I passed that test, I think there was some title to it that I don't recall, because yeah. So, and they said to maintain that credential, they will have a directory where those people that pass the test, their name will be listed as, so that they in their local area, people looking for tax preparer, when they go to IRS website, they'll type that, they type that local area name city there, they will be able to see all those professional listed as well. So they will, for you to keep, for me to be in that list, I had to take take some classes every year to be able to maintain it. So it was not a requirement to take that test any longer, but for those people that took the test, they need to take a certain number of credits every year, and I had to go through IRS website to choose who was approved, what company's course was approved in the list, and purchase the class from them, and then they will send my result to IRS. So that's how I do it, and then I'll renew my P10. And I don't think I did it last year, but I'll do it this year. And I renewed my P10 last year, but I didn't take the test, if I recall, but I'll do it this year. So for that instance, my business as a tax specialist, I will be able to deduct that expense as business expense, because that's what my business is about, and I need that class to maintain the credential. And that will be the same instance here. I already have the business, So, and that requirement is set by IRS to maintain that profile, so I'll be able to deduct that expense if I choose the business to pay for it. Usually I just pay out of my own pocket, but that's one instance. Another instance would be non-republic. I'm a non-republic and I'm required by the state to renew. I think I have it somewhere on the wall there, but I'm required by the state to renew that every few years. So the fee, my business is included in my business to provide that service to our clients, then I could let the business pay for that expense, and it will be a business deduction as well, because that's a requirement by the state for me to be a non-republic, to renew it before it expired, because it is for a certain number of years. So that's that, and let's continue. So in that instance, to improve the task class is to improve my skills that I need to perform my business function well. So I'm already doing it, and I need to take that credit. So that improve my skills, and then I have the non-republic that is required by the states, and I already have the basic education for the task preparation. So it's not training me for a new business, and then the business is existing already for some years. So any courses that I'll take in that area will easily be a business expense if I let the business pay for it. So the education should not be the minimum required education that you need to meet for your current trade or business. So if the education you are trying to you seek is the minimum required to maintain the trade or the business you are in, then you cannot let your business deduct it. You cannot deduct it as a business expense, because that's the minimum required from you. So it's not a business expense. So I have few instances here. One is I think I talked about that already, the non-republic. So that's a part of the business. So that will be a business deduction if I let the business pay for my non-republic. And once again, in the past, I just paid that out of the pocket. So if you have a business and outsource manufacturing from China, a course you take to improve your knowledge is business deduction. So let me reframe that again, and I can just use an example. Don't know if you see those towers behind me. So I saw towers, and the one here I saw them myself. So in the past I have struggled keeping enough on hand. So when people make purchases, I have to sew and to add it to the inventory before I ship it. So this year I decided to really scale the business a little bit, improve the process a little bit, and I thought about sourcing the product from China, and I contacted manufacturers there to see if they can sew those towels for me. But then there were some that I saw that I'm not doing this year, but they're bamboo. So the one behind me are bamboo. So I found some bamboo there that I work with the manufacturers, not just one of them, and I sourced those to see how they would perform. So they were the closest I could see that match what I was sewing myself. So I didn't take any class. I went ahead, I did my own research, and I found the manufacturers, and I source those items, and the one at the bottom here, I think you'll be able to see, those were sourced as well. The cotton, flour sack, and they were sourced from China as well. And the one on top, the whites, I sold them myself. So I'm already in the business, and I source from China. It's not new thing, and I'm selling those things. So if I went ahead and I purchased a course to learn more, at that point, that expense could be a business expense, because I'm already doing it, and I'm taking a course to improve my skills. So that would be a business expense. If you took the education to start a new business, trade, or occupation, the cost of the education cannot be deducted on your business tax. So if, let's take an example, if I wanted to source from China, and I know that there is a lot of people doing Amazon, fulfilled by Amazon, FBA, and there are a lot of classes, a lot of courses there. So if you are trying to learn how to source, to start FBA, for example, fulfilled by Amazon, and you want and purchase a course to learn how to start it, how to fill up the application with Amazon, what product to find that is selling well on Amazon, how to find manufacturer from China, how to produce the item, and how to ship it back here, the barcode and all those that will go on it, and ship it to Amazon. If you purchase a course to do all that, and you are not doing it before, you learn it through that course to start it, that's a new business. That expense is not a business expense. It qualifies you for a new trade, occupation. So it's not a business expense. So if you are trying to start an FBA business, my advice would be start it first. Let's say a year, to see what you can do from the information you can gather yourself doing the work. And the following year, you can pay for the course if you think you still need it. If your intention is to include that as a business expense, yeah, well, if the course is qualifying you to start a new business, it is not a business expense, in my opinion. So sometimes you might think that's a startup course. Well, it is not a startup course. So that's a course right there. That's an education expense. If that is qualifying you to start a new business, it is not a business expense, in my opinion. So the best things to do is to already have the business set up for retail business and start doing something there, and then you take that class that will help you improve your skills. And if your intention, because those classes can be expensive, if that's your intention to deduct it as a business expense, at that point you can deduct that as a business expense, because it's improving your skill inside an existing business. But if you are taking the class that you can start a business, then it's not on your business tax that you report that. It might go on your personal 1040, because there is a spot for on 1040 where you can deduct your education. So depend on, but then when you can deducting those things on 1040, it has to come from a credential college, an accredited college or university or whatever they call them. So that's something to take into consideration, because those accredited schools, they have to meet a certain criteria to be in the list of accredited school for you to deduct those education expense on your 1040 either using learning credit. They have multiple type depending on the year, and they, yeah, I think one or usually they'll have American credit, but not that one unless you are going to college. But there will be a second one that you might be qualified for, that you might look into. But it's not what I wanted to talk about. Is more about what part of your education expense can you include in your business as business expense. So just keep in mind that it has to be required by your state, or it has to help you improve your skills in your existing business, and the business has to be existing and running already, and it should not be education that is qualifying you for a new business or a new trade or a new occupation. For you to include that on your business tax as business expense, or for that to be a business tax deduction. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Afiavi Ojune Liberman, creators of Liberman Consulting LLC YouTube channel and owners of Nina Soap, our blog. And in our blog, we have a free download session, and times to times I post some free downloads there. We have, I think just recently I added to-do list printable there as well, so you'll be able to access the free downloads, any free downloads there that you think can help you in your business or your personal. And you don't need to subscribe to access them. You just scroll it to see which one you might use, and just click on it and download it. And we have our natural product store, ninassoap.com, where we sell napkins, hand towels made out of 100% cotton or 100% bamboo, or a combination of bamboo and cotton. And then we have our apparel store, label.com. Thank you so much for watching our videos. Thank you for subscribing to our channel, and thank you for all your comments.